when you're replacing your primary cartridge, what you're going to get from the vendor, from Thermo Fisher, is you're going to get basically a large box like this, which is stored at room temperature. So this is your primary cartridge in here without any polymer in it. The polymer comes separately in a smaller bottle. This has to be kept refrigerated when you get it in. What you will also get, which will also have to be kept in the refrigerator, is you will get some control cartridges. So you have one here with a light blue label. It just says GFE control cartridge. That's actually your allelic ladder, which is only have to be run once when you're loading the primary cartridge, and then you never have to run a ladder again. And then you have your positive control, which is also will be run after you run your ladder. The only other control that you run is a negative control, which that comes with your reagents. So with your reagents, you will have another pouch, which is a negative control. So this, right now should be the last run on this cartridge, on the current primary cartridge I have in. So it's asking me to eject a sample like it normally would. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that straight out. We'll go ahead and hit done. So now it's going to tell me the primary cartridge must be replaced before another run can be started. So at this point, we're going to start the process to replace the primary cartridge. Now I could start that here right now, but what I'm going to do instead is going to go and actually get my new primary cartridge ready, so that once I start the functions on the computer, I'll be all ready to put it in. So now we're going to get our new primary cartridge ready to go into the instrument. We're going to go ahead and open the box. Now in the box, you have the primary cartridge, and you also have this, which is called a utility cartridge. The instrument will prompt you at what point to put this in, but will be used during the changing of the primary cartridge. So I'm just going to put this to the side right now. I don't need it right now. So now I'm going to take the primary cartridge out, the new one. We'll just move this out of the way. Okay. So this is the new primary cartridge here. It comes in sealed. It has everything you need built into it. The only thing it doesn't have is the polymer, which I'm going to insert in a moment. Basically, over here, there are instructions, and they're labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1 is basically just telling you to remove this white cap. So you're going to turn it. It has an arrow telling you how to turn it, and then pull it off to remove it. Step 2, once again, you will turn this and then basically unscrew it and take it straight out. Now step 3 and 4 is the actual loading of the polymer. So I'm going to go ahead and open that right now. So this is going to be your brand new polymer cartridge. Okay. So this is where you actually have a syringe in there with the polymer inside of it. So first of all, we're going to just simply remove this cap. This is a protective cap for the injector. It just simply pulls straight out. Then you're going to line the injector up with, this is where the polymer is going to flow through to get into the system. So you simply put it in, push it all the way in, and then push the end down. And then it locks it into place. And now the polymer is loaded. So that was basically steps 3 and 4. And then step 5 is simply removing this. This is the protection for the capillary window. So we're just there's 2 notches here where you're just basically going to pull those back and lift this off. And then this here is now your capillary window. Your primary cartridge is now ready to go to be inserted into the instrument. So now we're going to go back to the instrument and follow the instructions on the instrument for the actual replacement of the primary cartridge. So the instrument will time out after a while if you're not using it. So I'm just going to sign back on. And it should go back to the last screen that was on, which is basically saying the primary cartridge must be replaced before a run can be started. It's actually telling me to hit a button over here on the screen, which is actually the symbol for the primary cartridge. So do you want to eject the primary cartridge? You're going to hit yes. Okay, now this is actually going to tell you, once again, the steps that we already did on the primary cartridge. So you could, at this point, go ahead and get your primary cartridge ready. Or if it's already done, like we have in this case, we can just simply hit the done button on the bottom of the screen. But it's basically telling you what steps 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are, like we already did. So I'm going to hit done because I already did it. Now it's telling me to insert the utility cartridge. That is what this was. This was in the box with the primary cartridge. So I'm going to go ahead and open that. The utility cartridge has a red label also on this part sticking up. That is why it's represented there with a red label. So there is only one way this goes in, just like how you would load a normal sample. Just go ahead and put it in. So you just have to give the instrument a while. So now, it was about the 7-minute mark. The instrument now is telling you to go ahead and eject the current cartridge you have in there and pull it out. So you simply go pull that out. It just slides straight out. And it's telling you to put the new one in. So this is our new cartridge here. And you're simply going to slide that in, just so like a draw. It's now basically reading, and it'll check to make sure everything is good. Okay, so now it's actually going to go through about an 1.5 hour run. This is just it priming the system with the new polymer. So at this point, you just have to basically wait for the 1.5 hours to be completed. And then the next step will be running a control cartridge. So we'll continue when that is ready. So at the end of the utility cartridge run, you basically have to eject the utility cartridge. So you just simply pull it out. This is a one-time use, so this will be thrown away. And the next thing you have to do is to run your first of your 3 control cartridges. So the first control cartridge you're going to run is the one with the light blue label. It just says GFE control cartridge. We talked about this earlier. You're just simply going to open it up. And it's always label facing you. And you're just going to insert it into the system. After this run is done, which is going to be your regular 90-minute run, you will then run your positive control cartridge. And then this will be followed lastly by the negative control cartridge. And with all control cartridges, you do not have to enter the name of the sample. You just simply insert it into the instrument, and the instrument will know what it's running, basically by the RFID label inside the cartridge.